What if I told you a 6'2" point forward at UConn is flirting with 60, 40, and 90 in rate, while anchoring the best team in the country? And making people whisper the name Breanna Stewart like it's a cursed spell? Question. Is Sarah Strong doing Stewie level things? Or are we getting carried away before March even hits full chaos?
Prime Field!
Welcome back to Prime Field. Today's debate is simple and dangerous. Sarah Strong is doing things we haven't seen since Breanna Stewart, and the numbers are screaming it. Here's the roadmap. The 60, 40, 90 unicorn case. Why it matters and why it's not just nerd math. Strong versus Stewie at the same stage. Freshman to sophomore impact. The POY race. Strong's efficiency versus Hannah Hidalgo's volume chaos. The cliffhanger. Can UConn go undefeated and does Sarah need 4 rings to pass Stewie? Let's start with the stat that turns grown hoopers into philosophers. 60, 40, 90. Sarah Strong's regular season splits sit around 59.5% from the field, 40.7% from 3, 88.1% at the line. That's not a role play or corner 3 diet. That's the offensive hub of a machine. And here's the part people miss. She's doing this while filling the whole box score. She's at 18.6 points, 7.6 boards, 4.3 assists. And she's not a guard hunting assist. She's a forward creating advantages. So here's my first question for you. Would you rather have 25 points on chaos efficiency or 19 points on cheat code efficiency that bends the entire defense? Because Strong's efficiency is the kind that makes coaches do that thing, where they stare at the stat sheet like it personally disrespected them. Alright, but if we're going to invoke the Husky Goat conversation, we have to do the scary part. When UConn fans say Stewie, they don't mean good. They mean era-defining. Breanna Stewart is the measuring stick because she made winning feel inevitable. So, is Strong actually tracking like that? First, Strong's resume already has the UConn mythology, ingredients. As a freshman, she set the program freshman rebounding record with 356 boards, and she put up 657 points, becoming only the second Husky freshman to hit plus 600 after Maya Moore. And in the NCAA tournament as a freshman, she dropped 114 total points, an NCAA record for a freshman. That's not nice freshman year. That's, you are now part of the program's religion. But here's the Stewie counter-argument, and you better respect it. Stewart's legacy isn't regular season spreadsheets. It's postseason inevitability and in rings. 4 straight titles is the loudest mic drop college hoops has ever heard. So the debate becomes, is Strong building the better all-around profile? Or does passing Stewie require Stewie-level March day dominance? Postseason peak versus season-long consistency. And before someone says stats don't equal impact, here's a game that answers both. November 16th, 2025, UConn versus Ohio State. Sarah Strong put up 29 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, 3 blocks. Read that again. That's not a great forward line. That's a full roster line. This is why analysts are calling her a new template. The point forward archetype that rebounds like a post, passes like a guard, and shoots like a wing. She doesn't just fit modern basketball, she's basically auditioning to be the blueprint. And look at the free throw jump. From the mid-70s as a freshman to 88% now. That's the difference between future star and endgame closer. Even Geno's basically saying, nothing surprises him. What surprises him is how simple she makes it look. Okay, so if Strong is doing point forward cheat code stuff, why isn't the POY race already over? This is where it gets spicy, because the National Player of the Year conversation changed when USC's Juju Watkins announced she'd missed the entire 2025-26 season and recovering from an ACL tear. So who's left at the top? 2 sophomores with 2 totally different philosophies. Team Strong, efficiency 2-way, best player on the best team. Team Hidalgo, give me the guard who breaks your offense with pressure and puts up some monster scoring nights. And yes, Notre Dame's Hannah Hidalgo has a real case as a terror on ball and a scoring engine, but Strong's argument is built on something voters love winning. UConn just finished the regular season unbeaten and is rolling into postseason play as the number 1 seed in the Big East tournament. And here's the hidden context. UConn has been so dominant that Strong often doesn't need to play hero minutes. So if you're a volume voter, you'll say, yeah, but 18.6 isn't 25. If you're an impact voter, you'll say, that's exactly the point, she ends games early. So tell me in the comments, should POY go to the player with the biggest stat totals, or the player who's the most valuable piece on an unstoppable team? Now let's get to the update everybody asked for conference tournament time. As of today, March 5th, 2026, UConn hasn't played the Big East tournament yet. The tournament runs March 6-9 at Mohegan Sun, and UConn opens in the quarterfinal on March 7th at noon against the winner of Georgetown versus Butler. So your final 2026 season totals will shift after this weekend, but here's what we can say right now. Strong's regular season profile is already rare, and the only thing left to settle the Stewart whispers is March, because the real question isn't, is she Stewie? It's, can she stack the kind of postseason that forces the whole country to say it out loud? And here's my prediction. If UConn stays locked defensively and Strong keeps that near 60-40-90 efficiency, they're not just trying to win, they're trying to make the season feel inevitable. Okay, here's the truth. Stats start the conversation, but March finishes it. Sarah Strong's near 60-40-90 is insane. But when you say Breanna Stewart, you're not just talking talent, you're talking tournament timing. The games where the lights are hot, the scouting is ruthless, and greatness has to show up anyway. So here's the three-part Stewie checklist I'm watching. 1. The takeover quarter tie game, fourth quarter, and Strong says mine. 2. Best player on the floor versus a top seed. Not vibes, not blowouts against real pros. 3. Close game proof, foul trouble, ugly possessions, late free throws. Still winning plays. Because if she does that in March, the debate changes from Stewie vibes to Stewie conversation. So I need you on record. Does Sarah need 4 titles to pass Stewie, or is her all-around dominance already enough? So let's land the plane. Sarah Strong is doing things we genuinely haven't seen since Breanna Stewart, not because she's the same player, but because she's warping the game in that same this isn't normal way. But the Stewie conversation has a rule. You don't inherit the crown till you take it in March. If you want the Big East tournament update and Strong's running totals after each round, hit subscribe because the next video is either UConn is sleepwalking to a title or March just exposed everybody. Drop a like, subscribe, and answer the poll. Because I already know this comment section is about to look like a group chat argument.
Prime Field!